Hey there. Last week I talked about seeking the lessons in failure. This week is kind of like maybe a continuation of that. And what I'm going to talk about is learning to let go. Hey, Grace Howes with kgracehowes.com. I am a soul nudger and a mindset coach. I help female entrepreneurs figure out ways to get unstuck and get out of their own way so they can show up better and more powerfully in their businesses. Today, it's learning to let go of old stories, old habits, and old thinking. Thinking that doesn't put you in the space where you need to be. When you think about the stories we hold, the stories we bring with us from the past and we bring them in the future, because we're living our lives through a prism of the past, that needs changing. Old habits keep us stuck in place because we're doing the same things over and over and over again. And then old thinking means we can't change the script that we tell ourselves that informs the story. What brought this on for me recently is I went to a networking event, and as a businesswoman, this is a thing I should be doing, right? What I did not realize is that I have an old story when it comes to networking. It's an old pattern. I actually went back to my 15-year-old self who does not enjoy being in the public or talking about herself. And you know, when you go to a networking event, you meet a person, you say, oh, this is what I do, and they tell you this is what they do. I'm so caught up in the space of, oh my God, you're really going to look at me and examine me and judge me and all of that. That was me recently at this networking event. I did not know how to move through this because I was caught in my old story. And my habit, the habit that I had when I was the 15-year-old in high school, I wanted to hide. I wanted to just go away from this. And the old thinking was, you are not good enough. You don't know a thing. Yada, 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 on and on and on. All of this in a matter of minutes. I spent about an hour trying to overcome this and trying to stand in my strong and be brave about it. It didn't work. What I did do, I fell back on something I knew would help me get out of this space. I could not figure it out. But what I knew is I needed to get to my person. To get to my person so they can help me reframe what I was experiencing. I did eventually escape. And it wasn't escape because I needed to get out of there. Nothing was happening and it wasn't a good networking for me because I couldn't get past it. So what I did is I escaped. I went to the ladies' bathroom and I texted my friend, oh, this is happening. And she was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. One of the first things she texted me was this phrase. I'm going to read it to you. What if the universe wanted to let you know once and for all that you can choose differently? That's the first thing she put in that text to me, and it blew me away. It was kind of like, okay. And what happened was I stepped back into the grace. I stepped back into the person I know today with all the work that I've done to figure out who I am and what I can bring and finding my authenticity. I stepped back to just that one phrase. What if the universe wanted to let you know once and for all that you can choose differently? That was amazing to me because it gave me the information I needed to go back out there and choose what I wanted to do. And what I chose to do was leave. I didn't choose to hide this time. I chose this was not my venue. This place where there are 75 to 100 women, that is not my space where I shine and I show up authentically. I am comfortable. I am really good, really very good in smaller, intimate gatherings. What the universe was showing me was, this isn't you, Grace. And that was okay. At that time, I instead, after I got that kind of jolt wake up from my friend, I got that this is not the place for me. These type of events where there are overwhelming numbers of people, that's not for me. So now I know that if I'm going to network, I've got to network intimately. I've got to network and meet people, greet people, welcome them into my space, my orbit, in a more intimate manner. That means 6 to 10 people. My brain can handle that. The Grace that I know today can handle that, and she doesn't need that 15-year-old coming back in and doing the thing that she did way back then, because I didn't know how to handle what was happening. What I'm telling you about this is to let go of the old thinking, of the old habits and the old stories. They're old. They served their purpose back then, but today you have new stories and you're creating new stories. This is where you get to choose what it is that your story is. You get to put in play what you need and not what someone else is saying. Oh, this is the way to network. You got to go and do this. Or the 50-year-old say, we don't do this. We are afraid. Let's just hide. Those two weren't correct for me. I came out from the bathroom and I chose. And that's what I'm telling you to do. That's what I think you should be doing. Choose how you show up. Because not every way to show up is going to be beneficial to you. What you need to do is figure out your way of being in a visible public space. For me, that's small and intimate, so I can look one-on-one with each and every person around the table and connect to them. That's my way of networking. And right now, I'm actually working on a way to help women figure this part out. Initially, tentatively titled, How to Get Out of Your Own Damn Way. That's what I'm working on, because there's a presence that we bring to a thing, and sometimes that's not the one that is needed. Sometimes that clouds up what we need to do. So I'm working on this right now. Look for more information about that coming down the pipe. But you know what the moral of this whole story is when in letting go? It's let go of that crap. Let go of all the crap that doesn't serve you and find the way that helps you be you visibly in public. That's the moral. Letting go of that stuff. Learn the lesson, figure out what it is, and just let it go. Let it go. Choose to be you differently, because that's okay. Anyway, if you have not yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button over there or up there or somewhere. It is somewhere. I'm going to figure this out at some point. Hit that subscribe button, because every week I bring to you a video on changing and shifting your mindset. I'm telling this to all female entrepreneurs because we need to show up, and we need to show up more powerfully and boldly in our businesses. Because guess what? We are badasses. We are badasses that are changing the world.